I'm sure by now many of you have heard that Trump was named Person of the Year, and obviously that's an ego blow to the Democrats, but let's be honest, which Democrat would be named Time Person of the Year? Maybe Kamala Harris if they had the Golden Raspberry Awards version of that, awards where movies are chosen which are the worst, of course. She'd win for Worst Actress for pretending to be a moderate, and Worst Supporting Actress for pretending to be the president's backup. But anyways, Joy Reid, the infamous thumbhead and lesbian MSNBC that is 100% getting fired in the next months for her crazy racism antics, isn't too happy with Trump's new title, and she's making ridiculous comparisons.
Better or for worse is not much of a ringing endorsement, and we all know which one Trump falls under. And let's remember who else has been given this title in years past in the same category. Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Ayatollah Khomeini, and Vladimir Putin. In fact, Stalin won the distinction twice, just like Trump. Regardless of the company he keeps, we know how important these magazine covers are to Trump. Just look at this tour he gave the Washington Post in 2015 of his Trump Tower office, with a wall adorned with his various cover appearances.
Well, I guess we could put Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in that same category since they got that title in 2020. Even though that was the most ridiculous title, since none of them really campaigned except at paid events because their main campaign's focus was to push the mail-in ballots to every person that voted for a liberal in the past and shove it in an unsecure mailbox. Something I like to call election interference, but what do I know? But now Biden is in some serious hot water for his pardons that are really bringing this country back together because even liberals are roasting him. He not only pardoned 2 Chinese spies, which put into question his ties to the Chinese Communist Party, one of which stole information about U.S. aviation technology, he pardoned a judge that got illegally paid of sending juveniles to for-profit detention centers in what they called the Kids for Cash scheme. And he also pardoned a politician of Dixon, Illinois, where in 2012 she stole $53 million from the city.
Today, President Biden commuted the prison sentences for nearly 1,500 people. Among those on the list, the disgraced former controller of Dixon, Rita Crundwell. Crundwell pleaded guilty to stealing nearly $54 million from taxpayers to fund her lavish lifestyle and a ranch where she bred horses. In 2013, she was sentenced to nearly 20 years in federal prison. But during the COVID pandemic, she was released on home confinement. Dixon's city manager called the decision, quote, a complete travesty of justice.
Are we really surprised? Not at all. His whole presidency was a scandal. His dealings in Ukraine and China were exposed before his presidency, just not covered fairly, not speaking with reporters or the American people, hiding his dementia, the Afghanistan withdrawal, inflation, and wars. The list goes on. But it makes you think, how does Biden benefit from this? Monetarily? Or was he threatened of getting exposed by the Chinese Communist Party or powerful people?